Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think I'm live right now. I think I'm live tonight. Again, Thursday nights, always live on the Thursday nights here at this time. So if you're just tuning in for the first time ever, subscribe and come on back again. And you're like, well, why would I do that? I don't even know what I'm getting myself into. And I'd be like, good point. Well, I'll get to there. I'll explain it to you. We'll help you out along the way here. I'm setting up the show here behind the scenes right now, getting ready for the other guests and whatnot from the show to come on along, putting a new thumbnail up, for example, on YouTube with a bunch of our faces and things on it there. This is your weather show, but how much the weather sucks. Yeah, and Canada and beyond, all over the place. Just sucks in general. The weather is funny business. It really is. You know, it's like kind of an art being a good weather forecaster and broadcaster, and we get some of the best that come on this show in Canada. Of course, we have the regulars like the man himself, Frankie McDonald, the world's greatest weatherman from Sydney, Nova Scotia. He joins us at 7 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock, that's when we start recording the radio broadcast. It's like this is like, so this is that's a show within the show that we do, if you know what I mean. The live stream used to just be when we would get together ahead of time and get ready for making the show, which wasn't live back then. And then we thought, what if we just did the whole thing live and recorded along the way? Yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea. So we did that, and here we are. So I'm just going to set myself up here. I got to share it to the social medias because you're basically like a feller living up in the mountains in Canada here, like I do here. I live in Wells, like 4,000 feet above sea level, and that might not sound, if you're like American, you're probably like 4,000 feet. That's no big deal. I'm like, yeah, but I'm 53 degrees north, man. Like nobody else in Canada lives up here. Hilding's just checking in. He's not going to be on tonight. No Hilding Donaldson tonight. The Cowboy is not going to be here, unfortunately. But somebody will. Brandon Houck will be here as well. As I was saying, we broadcast on many radio stations. And Brandon Houck is a radio weatherman. Well, he's a radio man in general. He does a lot of things, including radio weather reports on stations like all over Canada and the United States now. He's really getting himself out there. It's quite incredible. Yeah, he is. He's a fantastic human being. And we've had him on for like 220 shows every Thursday night, you know. So Brandon's like my co-pilot whenever he does show up. But he's a very busy guy. And he'll get here when he gets here. So I'm sharing it on the social medias right now, trying to get things around, trying to get the word out. Because, like I say, the algorithms don't really favor me right now. It's like, you know, there's like the wars going on. And, there's like all kinds of stuff to talk about that's not Canadian weather, especially like I don't live in Vancouver. But some people from Vancouver probably will be here, like Ryan Vodolainen, storm chaser down there. As well, meteorologist Mark Ingles might check in, who no longer lives in the Lower Mainland. No, Mark is gone. He's back into the den of iniquity. He's into the United States there again. Gone home. He's taking a job which we still can't tell you about. I know what the job is, but I'm a good friend. We're gonna wait till he makes his announcement. He's got a special plan for when he does. You'll see. It's gonna be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So, okay, I'm finally done sharing things to the socials, so we're going to finally talk. We got a snowfall warning that's just been put up for the Caribou this afternoon. If you watch my little forecast I made this afternoon, you'd probably be like, yeah, well, Joey said it's going to snow up through the region a little bit tonight. And yeah, okay. So, I mean, they're a little late putting it on up, and it's not for a great deal either. But we're going to start off by, we'll start there. We'll start by looking at the bad news battle board. We'll go to the radar here in a few minutes, but just in case you didn't catch my show this afternoon, we'll catch up. Rainfall warnings going on the coast until Friday. Got an orange warning down here. There's also flood watch up and down the coast through here, not on the island so much. There's a lot of rain is melting snow. That's what's going on. It's been quite warm. There's like this heat dome going on down in the United States, and like record-breaking temperatures are going off. And I'm sure Brandon will check in with some news on that, if not Mark. Hopefully, if Mark can show up tonight. I'm not sure if I even mentioned the rainfall warning for Whistler area during the show today, but I mean, basically standard is, standard goes. We got a couple new warnings on the board, although this one's not new either. Rainfall up through. So you can see there's a lot of rain falling on top of snow. Rivers are coming up already, very early in the year. Wind warning on top here right now. That's actually new at 350. So that was after I put my forecast up. Friday afternoon to Friday evening. So 70 to 90 kilometer. How would you like to start your weekend in the dark there? Some of you who live in places that have lots of trees. How would you like that? Yeah, the wind warning's going on for the Okanagan Connector and rainfall warning up on the Coke. So even the Coquihalla is getting the rainfall. The avalanche conditions are in a couple cases off the charts, off the friggin' charts. So got Anaheim Lake, 10 to 15 centimeters, snowfall warning. And I think I wrote in the description that it was in the Caribou, and that is not correct. That's the Chilcotin. Ha! I should look at the map a little closer before I start writing. Oh boy, that's amateur. 40 to 70 millimeters, accompanied by high freezing levels. Are we actually sharing here? Is that actually working? It's not working. Here comes Mark. I thought I was sharing with you. I'm not sharing with you. Meteorologist Mark is showing up. Oh gosh, I'm amateur tonight, Mark. Being very amateur. I'm not showing maps. I'm writing the wrong places and descriptions.
You should check the YouTube chat.
What's going on? I don't even have it open.
Ah, well, that's the problem.
Why? What's being said? Report for me, please.
Nothing.
I gotta.
Well, this guy named Ingles WX said, "Let me in, Joey. Hey, Joey, let me in. I'm in the waiting room."
Ah.
And then he said, "Everyone bully Joey at least until he lets me in." And
Of course I
Teresa
want to.
says, "Let Mark in." And Caribou Outlaw says, "Joey, open the door. Mark wants in." And Lisa Lou says, "Joey, let Mark in." And this goes on for a while. I've been waiting for a while, man.
Of course I wanted to let you in. But what I was doing at the same time was really failing because I was flailing all over the place. I thought that I was first of all sharing a map that I wasn't sharing. I was just looking at my screen, and so therefore I didn't even see what was going on my control hub because my control hub wasn't up because I wasn't even looking at anything, or the audience wasn't. At least I was. And then I put Caribou in that snowfall warning, but it's actually Chilcotin. Once I looked at the map, I'm like on amateur. I got the kids here, man. I got excuses. I'm like, was just cooking dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I believe you.
Yeah,
Here, you want me to share my screen? I can talk about the weather.
Please do for a second. I'm still repairing things the damage I've done.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. This is Mark Ingalls, and you're watching the pre-show. Let's see here. Share the window. Looks like it's probably working. I don't know.
I was starting off
Can you
with all
actually
like
see when it's
I was
working?
starting off with all the crazy warnings that are all going on in BC tonight.
Oh, that's lame. That's
yeah, I know the heat
lame.
dome thing is way cooler. So please talk about it.
Well, actually, we are going to talk about the heat dome, but we're going to talk about it because it's driving all of this crazy weather in BC. So let me set myself up.
That's what I've been saying, man. I know. Right on.
So run this up to 500 HEPA, and you can see we got the heat dome centered near Yuma, Arizona. That's slowly migrating to the east there, and it'll be over in Texas by the end of the weekend. But look at how the jet stream. So we're looking at 500 millibars, which is about half of the amount of air that we have at sea level. So the high pressure system in Yuma is 5.9 kilometers high is how high you have to get there. That's a very warm, very high pressure system. But look at how tight these ISO lines are. I forget what they're called for heights, and I can never really remember. But the jet stream right here, plowing right into BC and northern Washington, this is where we're getting all this active weather. So to the south of the jet stream, well, not even to the south of the jet stream, like on the southern third of the jet stream and points south, it's very warm. I'm down here in Hermiston, Oregon, Eastern Oregon, and we had a high of 24 today. But of course, you guys are just drowning in water. Lower Mainland's had landslide issues. So Been some flooding in Northwest Washington, and I'm sure
Yeah, like some
parts
house
of
got
BC as
taken out in
well.
Coquitlam or something tonight. Or to like, did you hear about this? Like the rescue
I
squad
heard there
was
was
in
a
there.
mudslide or something.
People were on their roof. I'm hearing like I don't have any details yet. I'm hoping Ryan shows up because he'll know everything.
Yeah, he usually does know everything, not usually does show up. So this is what's going on. In fact, I'll change this over to, let's see here. I'm working on a smaller screen than usual, but that's okay. Oh yeah, you can see. So I got the relative humidity here up at 500 millibars, and you can see all this humid, moist air plowing into Washington and British Columbia. This is where all of our water is coming from, and it's just been this way for the last like 4 or 5 days. I was looking at rainfall, 72-hour rainfall totals yesterday, and the range was like 75 to 150 mils in the lower mainland. That's got to be higher today. Well, not 72-hour higher today, but the 96-hour totals are going to be higher than that today. In fact, I was seeing some forecasts that were saying 100 mils in the upper Fraser Valley just today alone. So it's being very crazy. But as we roll this forward, let me switch this back to the wind. Think that'll be a little easier for our visualization. But as we roll this forward, as we look at tomorrow, watch the high pressure center right now near Yuma. Around midday tomorrow, it's pretty close to Phoenix, hasn't moved east too far, but you can see how the jet stream is already starting to shift out of British Columbia.
The
Uh,
high's starting to break down, eh?
Well, it's not breaking down, it's just shifting southeast. And so that's dropping the jet stream back further south. It'll bring the storm track back into Washington and Oregon rather than British Columbia, allow some drying out, but it'll remain cool. We're actually going to cool down quite a bit too here. So tomorrow we'll probably have a high around 25 where I'm at in Eastern Oregon. But Saturday and Sunday, we're looking closer to 16, and that's because we lose this high pressure influence. So on Saturday midday. So today was Yuma, tomorrow's Phoenix, kind of getting close to New Mexico on Saturday. And then Sunday, it does kind of open up a bit and is definitely more broad, extended from like El Paso to Baja. We do keep the jet kind of overhead, so like dry out a little bit, but in BC terms of drying out, not Alberta terms of drying out.
Yeah,
Now
we
we
got
do
a good
get some
storm
active
coming
weather
again.
back
Yeah.
in we rebuild the heat dome apparently. I've been kind of on vacation mode, so I haven't looked too closely in the long range, but this deep low combined with this high, that's going to be bad news. It's probably going to be big wind. We're looking at midday Tuesday, big wind, heavy precipitation there, basically Portland up to, Prince Rupert. It looks like mostly aimed here at Tofino, but a pretty broad jet streak there. But the difference is it doesn't park over British Columbia. You can see day over day. On Tuesday, it's aimed at Tofino. Wednesday, it's aimed at Seattle. So that is a pretty significant day over day change. But in general, we keep active weather over Western Canada. Well, really over, basically all of North America between Salt Lake City and freaking Yellowknife. We keep active weather in play for the foreseeable future with this amplified jet pattern. Ooh, look at that low. Of course, we're looking pretty far into the future now,
Yeah.
so who knows if that'll actually happen. But
The the distant
very, very
spicy.
interesting stuff. And I just love looking, you know me. I love looking at this stuff and seeing how these like distant weather patterns, this high pressure system on the Mexican border is driving these very high impact weather systems in British Columbia, like 1,500 or 2,000 kilometers away. I just love that kind of stuff. In fact, we can zoom out here and I'll show you the whole wave pattern because I'm driving the ship. So we call these Rossby waves. North Pole is here. I hope you can see my mouse. If not,
Yeah.
then sucks to be you, I guess. But uh, the Rossby waves are, the troughs and ridges that we have all the way around the world. So North America's here, Europe's over here, Russia's over here, Japan's somewhere over here, Alaska, and then we're back in North America. So trough, ridge, trough, ridge, trough. We got, what do we got here? Ridge, trough, that's one wave, that's two waves. We'll call it three. We got four Rossby waves active right now. The number of waves doesn't actually matter. It's just neat. But yeah, you can see like when we talk about ridges and troughs, I think a lot of people think about this as being like a metaphorical term, but no, these are actual like physical ridges and troughs of physical waves that are moving around the earth. So it's neat. And if that's the kind of thing you're into, then you're in the right place. So that's what I have on that. We can go look at some weather alerts here.
We do
What
have
is it?
evacuations in the lower mainland, I think.
Yeah, there are some isolated ones. I saw that you posted about that. You want to talk about that for a second while I pull this up?
Well, there's some new ones I'm just seeing right now that I'm just getting information on. So give me like a second. But here's one, for example. Fraser Valley has an evacuation alert for Area E, specific properties in the Sheldon Road area of Chilliwack River. It's not many properties. One, two, three, four, five, like less than a dozen properties on that one. So like there's just a couple of these I'm seeing. There's two at least that I'm seeing right now. The other one's for Wilson Road area along the Chilliwack River. So there's two evacuation orders going on there. And then give me a second. I'm still gonna you can carry on. I'm gonna look up the mudslide.
Yeah, okay. So we got this orange warning for rainfall. This is in Fraser Valley and like Coquitlam up to Golden Ears sort of idea. And yeah, total rainfall amounts. This was issued 2 p.m. today. Today's Thursday. That's right. So this was issued at 2 p.m. and through Friday, it looks like we're looking at an additional 100 to 120 mils with higher amounts near the mountains there. So, we're new to this whole color coded warning scale, which I love, but I know you're not keen on. But
I
I've
got
yet to
used
see an
to it.
orange. You've already. I told you that's what would happen. I was right.
I still have criticisms, but I
Oh
got
yeah,
used to
well it's
it.
never going to be perfect. Look at this. So we got the Chinook going in Alberta, Fort McLeod, and like Cardston and crap. 100
Yet
kilometer an hour winds.
people go
That's
crazy
not
there
too
from
bad,
when like you're like 80 years, you lived there for 80 years, you start going crazy. You're like,
right?
not the wind, and you fall on the ground.
I think this is just yellow fog there in Winnipeg. What do we got over here in Ontario? Oh yeah, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow there along the lakes. Hope they'll be able to rebuild from that. They never ever see stuff like that. What's going on here west of Toronto? Freezing rain, 2 to 5 mils of freezing rain. That'll be spicy tomorrow morning. Not like, crippling or anything, but that's something. And then we got, I assume these lighter colors are watches. Yeah, snow squall watches possible there north of Montreal, but not really a whole lot going on. Nothing going on out in Frankie Land. What's St. John's got? Accumulating snow 8 to 12 centimeters. That's not anything
Forever.
special. Anything in the north? Oh, how much you want
The
to bet this is for
Dempster.
snow?
The Dempster.
Blizzard.
That blizzard started in November.
Yeah, earlier than that. It's so
Yes,
funny to me that
it's been
they
going on
always
for a
have that.
while. It's
That's
just always the Dempster Highway.
I want to drive the Dempster Highway sometime. That'd be a
Me
blast. Up to
too.
Tuktoyaktuk. What's this
That's like where
blizzard
I want to
warning
go.
for?
People are like, I want to go to Florida. I'm like, I want to go to Tuktoyaktuk.
I would love to make that drive. Let's see, blizzard warning up for Sachs Harbor and some other towns I can't pronounce. So yeah, it seems like British Columbia is taking the brunt of it. So right now, Brandon Hauk,
Yeah,
is it warm over there with the Chinook?
it's been
Yeah, it was
nice.
20
Oh,
degrees today. Actually, 21.
Oh,
Maybe 21 today.
hi, Brandon Hauk.
Good evening.
It's been
I
nice.
beat you. It's 24 today.
Oh, 24. Oh, just by 3 degrees. Nice.
I know, and I'm quite a ways south of you. Tells you just how warm it is there in Alberta.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
this. Look at this stuff. These guys are like bungee jumping out of helicopters here. Like 8 people they're rescuing from the mudslide there in Coquitlam today. 8 people and a dog and a cat. Power knocked out. This guy, he's the manager there. He's talking about it. You get the point here. Let's read what it says here. They were unable to get out of their property, some people. And so they had to get rescued. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Helicopters, everything. SAR, straight in there. People on top of roofs, I heard. I don't see that here in the article. Geotechnical team is looking at it. They're going to probably decide it's not good. It's like, once the slides happen once, unless the whole area is like done, it's like, well, it can't slide anymore. There's nothing left. It's like it really starts a bad pattern. Like that's what I was concerned about, I think, with Ocean Falls getting their evacuation there. Is like it's not really going to get better.
No. And like we talked about, 100+ mils in that area through tomorrow, and then we get active weather. We dry out for like 2 days, and then we get active weather back next week. So this is going to be an ongoing problem, especially with the landslide risk. There'll be time for the rivers to kind of come down a little bit before going back up. But the landslide risk, that it's not like that ground is going to unsaturate over the course of 2 days. You see that 22 there, southeast of Yakima? That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that looks pretty nice.
Some bolts of lightning near Edmonton.
Says 3 degrees here. Yeah. Up in
Thunder
Wells,
snow? Is that thunder snow?
Pretty close.
Almost, but yeah, it looks a little bit warm there still. Sitting at 3 in Edmundchuk. Sitting at 3 there. We'll come back and look at radar scope a little more closely in a second here. I do have 2 other things to look at quickly instead. Flood watch still on there in the lower mainland. So look out. So we do have, like I said, a couple evacuations down there along Chilliwack River. And I've got the flood watch in effect there. They dropped the one in Upper Fraser, so that's nice. That's nice. Meanwhile, check this out. Avalanche Canada. Things are just bizarrely bad, like in almost every region. Really, really bad. Really, really bad. But look at this. You don't see the blacks too often. The biggest avalanche cycle of the season's underway. Highways 93 south and north closed through Saturday. The recommendation, stay the hell out. Mount Stevens avalanche closure zones closed. Stay out. Look at this Friday. In the black.
That rain on snow.
Like you don't see that too often, man. Just a full, like all levels in the black. Looks like things are going to chill out, once this next storm's through.
Well, that's because it'll all be melted.
Yeah, really. What'll be left? Yeah, it's green on Vancouver Island. They're like, well, winter's over. Maybe not in the high
Is there
peaks,
even any snow on Vancouver Island?
Maybe on the big peaks. But yeah, you may have to go pretty deep into the island interior now, into the Strathcona Park, whatever. Sir Albert Edward, Strathcona Provincial Park here. Beautiful area. Beautiful area. So what you were talking about, I did set this up earlier to say exactly what you were saying. And so that's awesome that you said it all. But here's there's your heat dome going on.
That's a fantastic display too, because you can really see from the clear sky all the way from like New Orleans halfway to Hawaii, and then you see the clouds skirting over on the north side of that. But all of that huge clear area, basically from north-south Washington down to like Acapulco, west halfway to Hawaii, east to New Orleans, that's your heat dome.
It's crazy.
And so all these weather systems are having to go around it.
What are the chances that could happen without human-caused climate change?
This time of year, quite low.
Yeah.
Low.
I mean,
I'm not going to say it couldn't happen, but pre-climate change, this would not even be a once-in-a-lifetime sort of scenario.
No, it's very extreme.
Los Angeles hit 37.
What the heck, man? People are like frogs. You put them in the boiling water, and they just like have no idea. They're just like, oh, this is the new normal.
Los Angeles hit 37 in March, and like it does get hot there sometimes, but only really in September. So to have it in March is insane. Parts of the Bay Area were close to 32.
You're just sitting in the boiling water. You're like, no fucking problem. I'm okay.
Right, but keep in mind for the listeners, LA is on the water, as is San Francisco. And so even during very hot weather conditions, unless you have offshore flow, typically you're going to have milder temperatures in those two cities. You go east to like San Bernardino or even to Oakland, which is just across the bay, and you warm up quite a bit. But in San Francisco and in Los Angeles, we're getting these extreme hot temperatures, and there is weak onshore flow. So this is insane any time of year, let alone in March.
It's totally out of control. So you got the heat dome going on there. Then you have the low in the Gulf of Alaska that just lives there forever. As soon as one moves
That's
out,
a deep low too, because
a
that
new one just, one bumps out, the new one just fills its place. It's like, it's just been like that for a long time now. It's like, I just like to spin around right here. That's normal.
that one,
It
when I
is.
analyzed it this morning, was sub 500 for heights, which is crazy deep.
Just persistent. Persistent is like just a new one comes. If it breaks down and moves on, don't worry. In 3 days, there'll be a new one.
That's right.
It never stops. So here's your atmospheric river. As you can see, it's in the atmosphere, and it's kind of like a river. It's like a whole bunch of water in the atmosphere. How many rivers do you think worth of water that is at any given time?
It's like,
And that's a weak one.
The amount of water is like hundreds of times more than is in the Amazon. But of course, it's like 300 kilometers wide. Show me a river in the world that's 300 kilometers wide. This is a ton of water, and it's all funneling straight into the lower mainland. And once it hits the lower mainland, it's shot up by the mountains and just gets wrung out. And there's just so much water. And we're going to do it again next week. Joey, when you're using this one from Colorado State, click the hide button on the top left to open up the sidebar and turn off the boundaries, because those so in default borders, down there, hit the X, just hit the X on the top right there.
Oh,
because for some reason that takes forever to load. And that, no, keep it open. I'm teaching you right now.
okay.
Add map. Down.
Yeah.
Down.
There we go. Yeah.
And just pick cities.
Okay.
You have to like turn it off and turn it back on again for it to not suck. Maybe it'll still suck because you have middle of nowhere internet, but that's what I have to do. I usually use yellows for the cities, but
it's not the greatest internet. That is much quicker. Yeah, usually I just like set it up and let it load for a while.
Yeah, turn off the boundaries. Whenever you're using it, just turn off the boundaries. I don't know why, but that's what I always do. You can see the cloud arc too. We've got a cloud arc here. You can see the clouds on top of me, but when I look to my west, actually I'll show you guys. When you look to the west, you can see the end of the cloud arc over there. And you can see that on the satellite imagery just east of the Cascades. And then Brandon Houck's got one there in Alberta, though he probably can't see it past his Calgary Flames jersey.
Yeah.
What I like is this. I like is this weird, soup down here. You just see the fluidity of all.
Yeah, it's awesome,
it looks like water, but it's clouds. But it is water.
Well,
that's what clouds is.
It is water. That's right.
That's what clouds.
Well, even
is water,
more than just being
looks
water.
Like water.
The atmosphere is a fluid, and water is a fluid. It operates as a fluid, which means waves happen the same way. Everything's the same way.
It's deep.
Oh,
man.
Frankie!
Frankie's here.
Yes,
hey,
I am here. I'm doing great so far. I have made it.
Yeah,
I'm doing great so far. And guess what?
many
guys doing the show tomorrow night. And guess what? I was doing great so far. At Kinsey Club had a lot of snow. I'm on Kinsey Club podcast this Wednesday coming.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. I didn't get many videos from you this week, Frankie, so I don't have a Frankie video. But I have a new
snowstorm and Sault Ste. Marie snowstorms. Those are 2 videos.
I have a new plan though for next week for videos. A new way we're gonna do this. So I'll explain that to you in the chat once we get going. But it's good that you're at your computer because I want you to share. I want you to have ready your crazy videos from around the world, like your Russian videos.
Yeah.
I love that segment. If you can have your Russian videos ready too, and then I'll look up your I'll look up your Frankie videos and we'll play them throughout the episode off your YouTube. They're on your YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm gonna hit record, then we'll start the radio show. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, right on, buddy. Recording. Cough, clear the throat. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. I don't know what time it is. We're recording on Thursday night, the 19th of March, which is 2 days after St. Patrick's Day there. I'm Joey Only, Caribbean Weather Dude here. Some of you are watching us live on the channel Thursday night every 7 p.m. We record right here on Joey Only, Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube channel. And we have so much fun doing it. It's so much fun. And then we play it on all these radio stations like C for 88.7 FM in Prince George and CKUW 95.9 and Winnipeg and CFBX and Kamloops, of course, and CHLS 100.5 over there in Lillooet, all these places. I got Frankie McDonald, world famous weatherman. I got my weather experts with me. It's going to be awesome. This is the Comedy Meteorology Podcast, your show about how much the weather sucks. Let's go.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather or not.
Hey, thanks, Washboard Hank, for that wonderful song. That's right. That's me, Joey Only here. And I'm with Frankie McDonald once again from Sydney, Nova Scotia, world's greatest weatherman, one of my best friends. He's so funny and wonderful and charming. We're so glad to have Frankie. Also wonderful and charming, Brandon Hoke out there in Brooks, Alberta there, radio weatherman out there. One of the best in the West. And also charming and handsome, Mark Engels, meteorologist Mark Engels down there in Oregon tonight there. We're so glad to have Mark here. He's schooling us all pre-show. That's why you should watch the live broadcast because it's when we have like way more time. We're not like just compressed trying to make a radio show as fast as we can. As fast as we can. Anyways, okay, so I think I've said almost everything I'm going to say. We got so much to talk about the heat dome down south. We got the atmospheric river that's been going on in BC, flooding risks. We've had landslides. Ocean Falls had to have an evacuation order. The train got derailed by a landslide out by Rupert. It was crazy. There's like almost snow going on there, I think, in Alberta right now. All hell's going loose. It's crazy everywhere. It's completely unhinged. Yes, your show about how much the weather sucks. And I'm trying to find the Frankie McDonald intro and get this show on the go. Let's go.
Frankie!
Can you yodel for us?
Frankie!
Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie McDonald, how you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. It's going to be cold outside Nova Scotia this weekend coming. They got snowstorm on Monday in Nova Scotia, PEI, New Brunswick, Maine, New Hampshire, Base Guys, hometown, Montreal, all the way to Toronto, Ottawa, even Winnipeg, and all those places. In Vancouver's getting more atmospheric river. Next week is going to bring dangerous heat where Gary and Dino is. In Southern California, Los Angeles, it's getting a desert-like heat in Los Angeles, San Diego, and Death Valley, California, it's getting desert-like heat. It's going to be extremely hot in Southern California. It's going to continue to be really hot in Southern California. Then it's going to be dangerous heat. Then you got more heavy rain heading for Vancouver on Wednesday coming up. It's going to bring so much heavy rain. It's going to bring really high winds, cold temperatures in Saskatchewan and Alberta. Then they got Chinook winds out for Alberta next week as well. They got Chinook winds come back in Alberta.
Chinook winds, yeah. It's been really windy down there, eh?
Then they got more rain heading for no snow change in the rain late next week in Nova Scotia as well. New Brunswick and Maine, USA, and New Hampshire. Then it's going to bring Vancouver, British Columbia. It's going to get more cold weather and get some snow heading for Vancouver around March 29th, possible. Then in Oregon and Washington, and sometime in the end of March, California's going to turn cooler after a heat wave, and Arizona might turn cooler as well.
What else, Frankie?
And it got some, and the weather all across Mexico is really, really hot there right now in Mexico, and the weather all across Central America right now. And lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in really dry Mexico right now in southern Mexico, and a little bit of rain and thunderstorms in Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Niger, Honduras, and Panama. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Panama right now. And the weather all across South America right now is lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in the Amazon rainforest, Brazil. Not enough rain and thunderstorms in Venezuela right now, lots of rain and thunderstorms in Colombia right now. So is Ecuador, Bolivia, parts of Peru. And northern Chile is really dry right now. And southern Chile is then you got some snow heading for the mountains. In southern Chile, you got cold temperatures heading for Chile once again because southern hemisphere autumn starts on the 20th. Then you got a lot of rain and thunderstorms in central Argentina right now. Rio de Janeiro, so we getting a dry season, a little bit of rain, lots of rain and thunderstorms in Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo, Brazil right now. In Stanley and Ushuaia, Argentina is lots of cold temperatures right now. And places like in Stanley, Falkland Islands got warm air, cold air fighting each other. And the weather all across Europe, there's a warm temperatures heading towards England. Then you got some warm temperatures heading towards England, United Kingdom, and England, Wales, Scotland, and all those places. Get some cold temperatures next week in Scotland, Wales, England, and Ireland. Then warm air, cold air fighting each other. It's going to turn a lot of rain next Wednesday in England. And Germany is going to get lots of rain and snow, including lots of snow in Finland, Norway, Sweden, and coast areas of Norway is lots of snow right now. And in Finland, Denmark, and Netherlands, it's really warm right and lots of rain, thunderstorms going on, and lots of rain and snow and cold temperatures in Denmark and Netherlands and all those places in Poland. Moscow, Russia's cold, and Minsk, Belarus, and all those places. It's cold there right now. And Morocco is lots of rain in Morocco. And Egypt is getting rain too. And windy conditions in Libya is getting rain. And Algeria is getting the showers and forecasts. Bosnia is really cold, so is Croatia, Italy, Albania, Greece is really cold and rainy and snow. So is Turkey and all those places. In Syria. And the weather all across East Asia is lots of rain heading towards southern Japan. And right now, they got snow heading towards Sapporo, Japan next week as well. There's going to be a big storm developing off the coast of Japan next week. Then they got some cold temperatures in northern Japan and warm temperatures in southern Japan. South Korea is cold, North Korea is cold, Vladivostok, all those places. Siberia is gradually warming up bit by bit, including Magadan, Russia, Yakutsk, Russia, Oymyakon, Russia, Cheetah, Russia, Irkutsk, and all those places, including all the way up to Norilsk, Russia. Wuhan, China, a little bit of showers and forecast. Beijing, China's going to warm up sooner or later. And lots of little bit of showers and forecast in Taiwan right now. Over in Philippines is lots of showers and forecast in Philippines and all those places. And Bangladesh and Myanmar is then get some lots of rain thunderstorms heading towards Bangladesh and Myanmar. And Thailand is getting the rainy season soon. It's still pretty dry in Thailand. Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, they're still in the dry season. Indonesia's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on right now. Over in India, it's lots of hot weather in India right now. And they got some showers and forecasts. So it's Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, lots of showers and thunderstorms in Iran. Over in Saudi Arabia, then it got some over in Saudi Arabia. In Israel, it's getting a lot of rain and thunderstorms in Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, those places. And over in Saudi Arabia is in Yemen, Oman, Qatar, they got some showers and thunderstorms to forecast. Then they got lots of rain heading towards Dubai this Sunday coming. In Egypt, and got some rain heading towards Egypt and Israel and all those places. And the weather all across northern Africa, it's still dry in Nigeria again and all those places. And lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Congo, DR Congo, Uganda, and all those places. In Zimbabwe, Zambia, including places like in Namibia, it's getting some rain in southern in parts of Namibia next week as well. Right now, it's still dry and hot in Namibia. Right now, a lot of rain and thunderstorms in Angola, parts of Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Mozambique, Tanzania, Mozambique, Madagascar, La Réunion, and Mauritius Islands in Africa. And the weather all across Australia. There's a powerful tropical cyclone aiming towards Townsville, Australia, and Cairns, Australia, and northeastern Queensland, coast of Australia. It's heading towards Northern Territory. It's going to hit Darwin, Australia. It's going to bring lots of rain and thunderstorms in Australia if it's possible. It may work its way to Perth, Australia, if possible. And cyclone by central Australia is really dry and hot. In the southern hemisphere, autumn begins to roll. And the weather all across West Pacific is there's a possible cyclone aiming towards Invercargill, New Zealand's remnants on next Friday possible. Lots of dry weather in New Zealand lately before the cyclone. It's going to hit Vanuatu, New Caledonia, and all those places. Antarctica will soon be 24-hour darkness. Up in the Arctic will be 24-hour daylight.
Good work, Frankie. Good work.
Yeah.
Great forecast. Great forecast. I guess we can open up the floor to questions. I've not actually been looking at the chat there on the YouTube. Look at that cyclone going, though. It's really got a good motion on it, eh? Wowzers. We're looking right now at a map of Queensland, Whiteback, Queensland there. And the radar just going off there. So, yeah, Mark, if you're on top of this one, we'll give you the question segment.
Yeah, so we don't have any questions for Frankie, actually, but Lisa Lou did want to tell you, Frankie, your new haircut looks nice.
It is a new Frankie haircut.
Yes, it looks great. That's right. Frankie, I have a question for you. Would you rather the temperature be 24 degrees and cloudy or 24 degrees and sunny?
Sunny outside. They need vitamin D themselves.
Okay. That's my question for tonight. Anyone else on the Hollywood Squares have any questions?
Oh, this is pretty bad. Our whole chat is quiet, eh? I don't want to know. I don't want to know what the numbers are. It's we press on and make a show for the radio. I got a question for you, Frankie. What are you doing for your birthday next month?
That's I've made cream cake and things like this. I work on my birthday.
You gonna work on your birthday this year?
Yeah, and did you hear about this? Not much post from Kirill backing off because their government.
Yeah, he's like shut down by the Russians, eh? They're not allowed to even talk about weather in Russia anymore. Everything's political now, even the weather. It's like, man, it's such a nice day. You know, that's all you're allowed to say. It's always nice.
Their country's different. Look at the dust storm of Saudi Arabia.
Okay, Frankie. Let's see. Frankie videos from the week. There's some of the best videos Frankie McDonald has collected this week. He's going to share it with us here, and then I'll do my best to narrate for you radio listeners as to what sorts of weather phenomenons he's looking at there. Frankie, what do you got there? Oh, big dust storm in Saudi Arabia here. Let's see if I can pin you so at least we can see you. That's quite the dust storm they had, isn't it? I seen that hit Israel and some other places as well.
It's in Greenland.
Holy, she's sure snowing in Greenland, eh? It's funny that they call it Greenland when virtually none of it is green. None of it. They just like say that to attract gullible people. Come vacation here. Pretty cold in Greenland still, isn't it, Frankie?
Yes, it is.
Very cool. That's a pretty nice monitor you got. What is that called? I want one.
It's a tablet.
Oh, I see. I'm like so hillbilly. So we're looking at images of Greenland getting snow, everybody. Pretty good there, Frankie. What else from around the world did you see this week? What's this one? Is that New York City? Where is that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a big fire. Frankie had a big fire there. Massive dust storm.
Look at this. Axon tree.
Where is this one, Frankie?
Right.
It's a big, crazy flood in Paraguay. Luzon, Paraguay, right. Man, that's a bad flood. Imagine if like that came through your place, you'd lose your goldfish. have a hard time finding them. Mark has a new kid, one I've never seen before.
This is my niece Araya. Can you say hi?
Hi. Hi, Araya.
Yep. Yep. She's
Look at that.
2.
So just so you know, Uriah, you're not supposed to kayak down the middle of the street. If that's happening, something's wrong. So
I'll
she'll remember
advise
that.
her thusly.
She'll remember that for the rest of her life. Like, remember that time I came on that weather radio show? That was
I don't
awesome.
think she's going to remember anything from this year.
This is quite the flood, Frankie. Look at them cars driving right through it.
Even a blizzard in Michigan.
Big blizzard in Michigan there. That's crazy, eh? Just up and down like a yo-yo with the old weather in Michigan.
It's pretty close to a Kansas clump.
It's like, let's have a tornado one week, just throw ice everywhere, and then next week, let's make some new ice. And then repeat the process. Yeah, it's a pretty bad blizzard in Michigan. Looks like a snow-nado almost there. Just no, you can't see anything, everybody. What would you do, Frankie? What would you do if that happened where you live?
They have to call the army.
Have to call the army. Holy yeah, people can't even open their doors, eh? It's right up like past their windows. So much snow, those snow drifts just get blown right up against their house, and then they're trapped. And then that's, they find them years later. Wow, and then we have like big front end loaders. You guys can fill in too if I'm missing anything here. Just moving snow in Michigan, still March. So we got like the hottest weather in the
Right out there. Jamie,
History-
it's okay.
history of March, the hottest weather ever. And then next thing you know, there's
That
still
was bad out
blizzards in
there.
Michigan. It's all hell is breaking loose everywhere every week. That's why we say the weather sucks. It really does. It's sometimes it blows.
Even at my dad's place in Minnesota, I think they got I think he was
Oh,
saying
that's
they got another
Arkansas.
3 or 4 inches of snow this week.
That's crazy.
Okay,
Heat
no,
dome
bro.
going
It's fine.
on. It's like hitting 40 Celsius down there in New Mexico.
We're gonna get it.
Here's an update about 2 hours after the.
Oh, yeah, that's the end of that guy. Hey, what do we got here? Massive avalanche, Frankie. Where's this avalanche?
Turkey.
In Turkey. Holy cow, it's a crazy avalanche. I've never seen anything quite like that one. Well, I have on YouTube, which is kind of what we're watching. But still, that's quite the ridiculous avalanche, Frankie. What would you do if that happened?
It's ultra bad news.
Ultra bad news. Got to call the army, right, Frankie? Call George Bush. Be like, help.
And then he'll show up 3 weeks later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the
I got that
volcano erupting in
reference.
the Philippines.
Yeah, there was a big volcano in the Philippines this week there. People could see it for miles around. But it wasn't too explosively powerful, so luckily, I mean, it's a tall ash plume, big looking cloud, but compared to what volcanoes can do, that's what you want to see, You're like, hey, at least it's just that. At least it just looks like a small atomic. It just looks like Hiroshima, not like Tsar Bomba.
Or Yellowstone super volcano.
There's Mike McGregor checking on in there tonight from Winnipeg, by the way, friends. He came on board there when Frankie was talking. That's quite the volcano, eh, Frankie? What do you do if a volcano happens, Frankie?
Run.
Yeah, and scream real loud. That's what I do. There it goes. Boom. Wow. I wish you radio listeners could see the majesty of what we're seeing on Frankie's tablet.
Hey, Frankie, what
that
does a
means that my
volcano
gas-
siren
I
sound like?
That means my previous desktop computer died this Sunday past. That means I ordered a new one already. It's taking its place.
Your computer died?
My old computer died. I already ordered one at Best Buy back on Monday.
What happened to your computer, Frankie?
It just died because it's a mini PC. It's a no-name PC. It died. And I ordered my HP home and desktop computer.
Well, that's good. I'm sorry to hear about your computer dying.
And I ordered one on Monday. It's a HP desktop.
Well, that's good. When's it going to get to you?
Pretty soon.
Like next week, you think?
Yeah.
That's great news. Brand new Frankie. When was the last time you got a new computer?
2024. It's too good to be true computer.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's what happens is like sometimes you buy one that's a little bit substandard and then you just have to end up buying a new one 2 years later anyways. So like now I got this kind of like machine
That's
I could
over Hawaii for
build and
Kona
rebuild.
Loan.
Okay, where are we looking, Frankie?
That's Kona Loan, Hawaii.
In Hawaii. Look at it. There's just crap everywhere. What happened there, Mark?
Really bad.
That's a question for Brandon.
Oh yeah, he's the
He
Hawaii
does
guy
radio
now.
weather in Hawaii.
Oh, yes. That'd be the Kona storm. That's the same thing that produced the atmospheric river in British Columbia. So it came originally from Hawaii, and it brought probably 800 millimeters of rain there.
Let me
last
say, you guys, Frankie videos. Dubai's getting a lot of rain this week. Coming up.
Yeah, I just noticed too, like when you were doing your world report, is like how much thunderstorms and rain and snow is all through Turkey, Iran, rain on parts of Iraq there, and storms around Israel. What do you think that's going to do for the war this week, Frankie? Will that make it operations harder?
Yes, it's going to be harder.
Yeah, you got to be harder to see your targets, and flight operations will be harder if you got some weather and this
You
and
got
that.
some
So
Frankie videos of the week.
I don't, because
Time to move on to Brandon Health Report.
I don't have Frankie. I was trying to find yours on YouTube, and I couldn't find your new ones on the YouTube. Have you not been posting on YouTube lately?
His computer's dead.
Oh, that's right. That's why we
Come on,
don't
man.
have.
Put two and two together.
Yeah. Well, things are slow up here in the mountain,
Time for Brandon Health Report.
and that's how I am too. I'm just like how time is here. That's how I'm like, and that's right. You know what it's time for, Frankie? It's time for
The Brandon Health Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Health Report.
brought to you by
Smoking good barbecue.
the Brandon Houck Report. Did Frankie already go? He's gone.
Yeah, he's
He'll be
gone.
back.
Gone.
He'll
Yeah,
be back.
he's gone.
He'll check in from the couch later on. That's like his thing sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Checking
when
from the
something like
couch.
this happens and he's operating off the phone, yeah, he'll be back. He's like, go charge the phone for 20 minutes. Show up
Yeah.
on the couch, laying down.
Oh, yeah. We'll look up at the
Chilling.
ceiling, Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, he does that on Gary and Dino a lot for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that comes from. How are those guys?
Oh, they're doing great. Yeah. It was their last Saturday there. Yeah. Just chilling. Yeah. That's what we do. Yeah.
Oh man, I do like going on their show, but it's like Saturdays is so hard for me. It's like
Yeah. Saturday's like at, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Yeah.
it's always like the middle of my whirlwind weekend of the kids, and it's like once the kids are in bed, I'm kind of like, I don't want to talk.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not that they wear me out or anything. It's just like I'm in the middle of my weekend swing. It's like I don't really want to talk to anybody. It's Saturday night. Kids are in bed. Everything's cool. Life is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were wearing shorts today, I bet, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, he's showing them off right now.
Yeah. There we go. That's how
It's
it is.
like looking at a jug of milk.
Yeah.
Not really like a jug.
It's been a long winter,
More
More
like a
like
bag
a-
of milk.
More like a Mr. Freeze. The white Mr. Freeze. We're terrible.
Don't worry, I got some terrible jokes to follow this. So, oh yeah, another
Yeah,
round of
that's-
terrible jokes.
That's what happens though. If you're American, you're tuning in. You have to understand that there's a reason we all get sunburn really bad to start the spring because we just haven't had sun on our skin for months.
Oh yeah, and the UV index is like 3 or moderate today too. So I could have gotten a sunburn.
Oh man, I got sunburnt. I went on a 54-kilometer bike ride the other day, and I got sunburnt, and it was cloudy the whole time.
That's awesome.
That is so white.
That's great. Yeah, it was like winter earlier this week. We saw, we had, I don't know how much snow. We had like over 10 plus centimeters of snow on the ground to start this week after last weekend's dump of snow. And then all of a sudden, one day, click, it's gone. And We had pretty nice weather after that. With Chinook conditions took a couple days, and then the Chinook really kicked in, and now we're 20 degrees today. We got to 21. The hot spot was Val Marie, Saskatchewan at 22 degrees. And we're still 14 degrees right now. So, and the wind's still kind of blowing out there too. Stronger winds to the southwestern corner of the province. They had winds gusting over 100 kilometers an hour today in the last number of days, and this weather pattern's been pretty much the same deal. So, while southern Alberta bask in the warmth and the wind and tumbleweeds blowing by, central Alberta has had showers, numerous showers, rain showers every single day this week, and some freezing rain as well. Even this evening, you get some thunder and lightning out in the Edmonton area, or just to the west of Edmonton, I guess, into the Edson area. They had a little thunderstorm go through this afternoon when the temperature was about 12 degrees there. So, yeah, it's still sitting at 3 degrees, and just double checking that Doppler radar at this hour as of 8:26 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And you don't see any lightning in these little showers going through now, but that will actually all change to snow tonight, by the way. So be aware of that. Oh, yeah, it is. It's about to get on the nasty side later on, and especially into the central regions of the province. So this area of low pressure, as we go Thursday into Friday, we're going to see a low moving out of British Columbia. So that's the end of this round of the atmospheric river before next week. Next week, the little atmospheric river starts moving, but this low is going to move over the Rockies. It's going to develop an area of snow, especially from, let's say, Grand Cache to Edmonton overnight and into early tomorrow morning. We'll get some precipitation in the foothills as well. So it's been kind of rainy in the mountains while it's been sunny east of the Rocky Mountains. That's pretty typical for these kind of Chinook conditions in the last couple of days. So Banff gets all the rain, and in Calgary, it's nothing but sunshine. So you don't have to go far to find a whole different weather scenario. And it's really fun when you're forecasting southwestern Alberta and the Crowsnest Pass for during these kind of events, because pretty much every turn you take on the mountain. So around Turtle Mountain, you go east of Turtle Mountain, it's sunny and winds are gusting 110 kilometers an hour. And then you go to the other side of the mountain, it's pouring buckets of rain, and they've got rainfall warnings, and they could see 40 to 70 millimeters of rain in those areas as you move back into British Columbia there. So it's pretty fascinating how that all plays out, especially with the downsloping winds and how the mountains can play a big impact on that, especially off the atmospheric rivers there. But now, as we go into Friday, we've got a low pressure system developing just to the north of Calgary through the day on Friday, and we're going to see significant amount of snow developing from the Edmonton area up towards Grand Prairie into the Cold Lake area. So that area is going to be below freezing, going to be dealing with the snow through the day on Friday. And then southern Alberta, we have another day at getting into the low 20s on Friday. So it's going to be what I call a typical Alberta day in the month of March. No doubt about that. And fairly strong winds across the southwest as well, with winds gusting 100 kilometers an hour in southwestern Alberta again on Friday for at least one more day. Now, the low is going to drop to the southeast, and it's going to drag that snow through Edmonton and then eventually into the Red Deer area. Friday night into Saturday, and then we could get a couple snow showers down here in the south Saturday as the front goes through and drops our temperatures back to near average temperatures for this time of year compared to the way above average we've been dealing with in the last number of days here. So a little more kind of typical kind of March-like conditions. Not a lot of snow here in southern Alberta. I'm not anticipating much at all until maybe the middle of next week. We'll keep an eye on that next system out of British Columbia there. That next big storm system that wants to rock and roll on the coast there. So that's another thing we'll continue to keep an eye on as well as we go through the days ahead. Other things touch base on, that big storm out east there that impacted Michigan, Minnesota. That really impacted, I know our sister stations out in Sudbury. They got snowed in for 2 days. They couldn't even leave their houses, so they had to broadcast from their homes, because there's so much snow in Sudbury, Ontario. And it was, I think, Mark Kinsman there from the Kins and Clops there, he said that at least 40 centimeters of snow in Timmins, Ontario. What he measured the other day with his tape measure. I sent him out on a mission. So he wanted to know how much snow fell in Timmins. I said, hey, take a tape measure out there. give it
That
a.
really is how it works.
It is, yeah, pretty much. It is, and then it came back and said 40 centimeters. So yeah, it's perfect. And then they didn't really put a summary out on the ECC site, so I was hoping, oh, we'll probably see a summary on this, and did not see one on Ontario, but there were summaries out of Quebec and other provinces from this storm. So yeah, so I'd say a lot more fell in Sudbury compared to Timmins, but yeah, we'll have to look up that data for next time at least. But yeah, that was that powerful storm, and that same storm system that impacted me last week as well. So yeah, it's pretty awesome how that works too. Then yeah, so those are the weather stories throughout this
Wait,
week.
Brandon.
Okay, we got 2 weights. You go first.
Well, before you get onto the jokes, Shelly in the live chat wants to know what you think the weather's going to be like in Hinton on Wednesday.
Hinton, is it this Wednesday? Yeah, next
Yeah, the
Wednesday.
25th.
That's in yesterday.
25th. It is gonna snow on the 24th. I think the snow should be done maybe by the 25th, but we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I definitely not travel on the 24th if you're going to Hinton. I'd wait till the 25th, so you might be okay. But yeah.
There you go, Shelly.
Okay, so you know what Frankie's doing right now?
Oh, what's that?
Because he didn't have any Frankie videos this week.
He's making them right now.
He's making them right now.
He is?
Oh, I'm trying to play it. It won't work.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what happened there? I thought I had it.
Are you going to break your computer like you did last year?
Yeah, I hope not. Holy cow, that was rough, eh? It doesn't want to play. Okay, well, we'll come back to the Frankie video at some point. But yes, I definitely have a new Frankie video he's just sent me.
Oh, boy, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Okay.
That's a man that delivers right there.
I know. Yep. He's so literal. It's great. Let's try it again. Try it again. No, it won't work on my computer.
Uh-oh.
This is ridiculous.
Might be I hear something.
I think that's Mark's family having a barbecue.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. I will yell at them and tell them to close the window. They heard. The window's being closed.
They're having a barbecue, I think. All right, well, we'll solve
Party
the
at Mark's place.
We'll solve the Frankie video problem here at some point.
Oh yeah.
I have another solution to solve it.
We'll solve it, no doubt. We'll solve it with some fun facts and jokes, and maybe it'll work after that. Who knows?
I could just do this. Watch. Boom. Ha-ha. Ha-ha. See? There you go. You can't hear it?
Hear it.
Nope. Ah, I'm really bad at this. Okay,
it's a good thing those radio stations don't pay us anything for this show.
Yeah, not anymore. They don't. Like, you're cut off. Look, we'll have mercy on you. You can still make a show. All right, joke of the week time.
All right. Before we get to that, a couple of records were broken this week. Some interesting records here. So, a woman broke a record, pretty much counting out loud to over a million, and it took her 70 days to do it. So that was one record that, at least over a million. Oh yeah.
Did she sleep?
I have no idea.
Like it. I don't think that should be a record unless you.
Imagine how dry your mouth would get.
Right? How bored I'd get. You know, like counting to a million. I bet you, like around like 52, I'd be like, "What did I get myself into?"
Well, that's just because you can't count higher than that.
That's not true at all.
All right, here's another one. So this is
easily get to 100.
This is another good record from earlier today. So a woman in Munich, Germany, yes, also broke a record, throwing 10 guys in 37 seconds, lifting them up and throwing them in 37 seconds.
That's all? 37 seconds?
Yeah, 10 guys, yeah.
Yeah, she should be able to do
This
like
woman was pretty jacked too. Like,
you
Oh,
should be able
yeah.
to do like two guys, like a guy every 2 seconds.
Right.
Come on, she can do better. Get her to do it again.
I'll try. Yes.
How big were
Okay.
these guys? Were they just like random Joe Blows off the street? Were they
Probably.
Americans or were they like from Europe?
From Europe.
I would
yeah.
say they were average Germans.
Okay, that's still pretty big,
Oh yeah.
but not like in the American sense of big. Okay. Time for brought to you by Big Mac.
The dad joke calendar. Here we go.
Here
we go.
Brought to you by Big Mac.
Here we go. On the 15th, here we are. What do you call a man wearing a rug on his head?
You call him. Gee, I don't know. I don't have a quick witty response for this one, Mark. What do
I
you
don't
got?
have one. I don't have one.
Don't have one.
I was like trying to think of a guy that I knew that had like who's a guy that we think Matthew McConaughey. What do you call him?
Matt.
Matt. Right. Yeah, so I got it right. Matthew McConaughey. See,
There you go.
You're right.
There you
You're right. That's a half a point to you, Joey.
that's a definite half point.
All right.
Shelly got it.
Oh yeah. So we go to the 16th. My wife said I should do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward. There we go.
Oh yeah, it would be a one small step for mankind.
All right. One of you should get this one on the 17th here. What kind of cereal do leprechauns eat?
Oh, Lucky Charms.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's not a
There you
joke.
It's not even a dad joke.
No. Terrible.
It's disappointing.
All
It's
right.
not even a Jeopardy question.
To the 18th. What is the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
Well, one starts with an H and the other's got a Z.
Wait. I think I know this one. I can't think of it though. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm so mad.
Uh-oh.
This is like negative points for me.
Negative
go.
points for Mark.
One is very heavy. The other is a little lighter.
It's a little lighter.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. Dang it.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. I don't know if there's going to be much for points in this one. So I promised my kids I would go a whole day without making any furniture puns. So far, so good. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yes. Here we go. To the 20th. This one I haven't read yet.
Uh-oh. Can you keep it together?
What do frogs use to track their exercise?
Oh, they I'm beat, man. I'm totally beat.
Okay. Fit rib its. Bits. Fit rib bits. There we go.
I don't even get it.
Instead of Fitbits. Fitbits are like a fitness watch brand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like a city thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody in Wales with a Fitbit.
Well, they've kind of gone out of style anyway, now that Apple and all the Samsung watches and stuff have all of the functionality.
Oh,
I can't understand why people have watches. I mean, like, the time is on your phone. It's on everyone's phone everywhere. Like it used to be when I was a kid. I'd be like, "Do you know what time it is?" And people would be like, "Hell no." But now everybody knows. Like it's not like if you don't have a watch, you're not going to be like, "What time is it? Why doesn't anybody know?"
Yeah, but dude, I got radar scope on my watch. Oh, it turned off. You'll have to believe me.
Me too.
That's like so small. How could you
Radar
even
scope.
And
it
it
doesn't
tracks
matter
my
about the
steps.
size.
How could you even
And I
like
can
tell there's a
bring it
storm going
underwater.
on? It's like I need.
Well, not very well right now because apparently it's on the Abbotsford radar, and I am in Oregon.
You know, like I can't even see things that small. You know, and storms are very big, so I like to look at a big screen when I look at my radar.
Oh yeah,
And storms are big.
they're
But
pretty
like
big.
a big supercell would cover up the entire screen. You wouldn't be able to see the locations on the map.
With my eyes, I couldn't even tell there's a watch there. I'd be like, what am I looking at? There's like a blur where my arm should be.
Oh.
I can see fleas jumping on moose like out on the lake. But man, if I have to like, I don't know, write my name on something, like where's my glasses?
I was the only kid in my elementary school that had a watch with a barometer on it.
Hey, that's legit. But yeah, like back then, not everything was like just on your phone. I just don't see like why would you need a watch and a phone? It doesn't make any sense. Like, what does the watch do that the phone doesn't do?
Look, the Apple has told me that I need this watch, so I need it.
Obey.
That's right.
One more joke here. Here we go.
Okay.
I got one more for the 21st. Here we go. What kind of ship does Dracula have?
He has a aircraft carrier of some sort there. He's got a what has he got? He's got a kind of Dracula. He's got a battleship.
Dang it! I don't have it.
I don't know. I don't know this.
Don't know. It's a blood vessel. Yeah.
Ha
That is pretty good. I
That's
think
the
I
best
barely.
one. Actually, the Hippo Zippo one was the best one, even though I'm still so mad at myself.
I mean, it's not fair because I'm the judge, but I think I barely won this one this week.
Yeah, you got half a point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus
week.
the other one there. So like that was a half point.
Last week I got a point. I'm down.
So like I got as many points as Mike got last week. So like in the pool, I'm running pace here. Big victory night for Joey here on the Comedy Meteorology podcast. There, I finally defeated Mark. Yes, I'd like to thank everybody. Thank the Academy first of all. Meteorologist Mark Engels here. I'll find your.
You're not gonna thank me for sucking at the game tonight.
Yeah, I mean you're often like really good. Yeah, let's be honest. That's
while you're finding the thing.
Okay. Say the thing.
What kind of shoes do frogs wear?
Flippers.
No.
Well, I guess flippers aren't really shoes, are they?
Open-toed shoes.
Open-toed.
Yeah, toads aren't frogs though. They're actually two different things.
You shut your mouth.
Hey.
Just got the fat check for pushing that.
My name Mark Ingalls.
Pushing that agenda. It says here, HARP, climate change, whatever, in my bank account.
Meteorologist Mark Engels. Hey, man.
Good evening, everyone. From or whatever time of day you're listening to this or watching this. I am here in Hermiston, Oregon. East of the Cascades, our high today was 24. So I am the temperature winner for our very big panel tonight. Yeah, it's been mostly cloudy though because we got this Chinook arch going on. So we got the atmospheric river coming into Washington and British Columbia, a little bit into Oregon too, and then there's the little strip of like sunny skies just east of the Cascades. But then we got the cloud shield overhead extending over the Columbia Basin where I'm at. Now, I'm talking about all this because it all ties into what's going on. British Columbia has kind of got the spiciest weather today. I know there's that snowstorm in Thunder Bay, but like, there's 3 people in Thunder Bay and none of them are watching us on YouTube right now. But we have the heat dome centered near Yuma, Arizona tonight, and that is driving everything. It drove the Kona low that is impacting Hawaii. It's driving the atmospheric river going from Hawaii up to British Columbia. It's driving the heat here where I'm at. Well, heat in air quotes, but 24 in March down here is pretty significant. In fact, these temperatures across the board have been pretty significant. I was looking today. Los Angeles downtown did 37 degrees, and keep in mind, LA is on the water. Not down, downtown's like, I don't know, 15 or 20 kilometers off the water, but still that's enough. 37 in March is insane. I saw in Arizona some 42s. I think the highest temperature that I believe when I was looking at the map was 42. And now you may be thinking, yeah, Arizona is very hot. It gets above 40 all the time. Well, it doesn't get above 40 all the time in March. You know, this is the earliest on record that they hit 100 Fahrenheit. That's 38 C, well, 37.8 C. Anyway, earliest on record that Phoenix hit 100 Fahrenheit. They've been setting daily records pretty much all week. This is a big deal. This heat dome. It is slowly migrating eastward, and it's going to kind of open up a little bit. Tomorrow it'll be near Phoenix, which is Yuma's on the California state line. Phoenix is kind of midway, and then on Saturday it'll be over close to New Mexico. It kind of opens up this weekend to be like El Paso to Baja, and all this matters because it pulled the jet stream. Since it's not going to be as circular as it is right now, the jet stream will sink south into where I'm at here in Oregon. It'll be more, instead of aimed at like Vancouver, it's going to be aimed more at like Eugene, Oregon. And so that'll allow a little bit of drying out, but we do have some orange warnings for rain out parts of the lower mainland, especially like crap, why am I blanking? Port Moody and whatever.
Like
are
you've
in the
been
orange
gone for a
warning.
week.
I know, right? Golden Ears and
Where was that
Pitt
place
Meadows.
I used
That's
to
the town I'm
live?
trying to. Pitt Meadows is where I'm trying to think of. Anyway, so Pitt Meadows and all Golden Ears and all that over east to Abbotsford and Chilliwack and Hope, and they're like we said, tonight's Thursday night that we're recording this. This orange warning was issued around 2 p.m. today, and through tomorrow they're looking at 100 millimeters of new rain, at least higher near the mountains, on top of over 100 millimeters that they've seen so far this week. So there's been landslide issues and all this, and this is all being driven by that heat dome down in Arizona and California. So we do get a break kind of like Sunday, Monday, but the active weather pattern continues. Basically all of North America between Salt Lake City and Yellowknife, we got the jet stream just ripping across, very active weather. The heat dome in the southwest reamplifies. We got deep low pressure in the Gulf of Alaska, and in between the two, the jet stream is just ripping, and the jet stream is just funneling all of this precipitation straight into British Columbia and Washington. And then we got the Chinook pattern in Alberta. We got the avalanche risk in the mountains because of rain on snow. That avalanche risk will probably start to wane next week just because we're melting so much snow right now. So that's the situation. Very active weather continuing for at least the next week and a half. I'm not going to give you specifics on what day for what because, by the time you're listening to this on Monday, the forecast will probably change timing a little bit. But the active weather continues for much of Canada for the foreseeable future, and the starting point for all of this is, of course, British Columbia. So that's what's going on here. Well, I guess not here. That's what's going on there. But yeah,
That's what's going on where I wish I was.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna on next week when I check in, I'll be checking in from my new abode, but I won't be able
Yes.
to tell you where my new abode is for a little while because I'm waiting for a special photo op. And that's when I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. So it'll
I
be
did
a while.
allude
There
to
has
that
been
before
flooding.
you came on. Before you came
Yeah.
on the pre-show,
Yeah,
I
so
was like, we can't tell you because there's going to be an awesome thing. You'll see. You'll see when
it's
Mark tells you.
it's really cool, but so I'll be reporting live from somewhere in the U.S. next week. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm driving there on Sunday, and I'll be kind of like a lone man down there. My family's not joining me until June, so I hated doing the whole loner thing when we moved to the Lower Mainland, and I'm going to do it again. But this is just the best option for my daughter's school to not disrupt her the most. So I'm really looking forward to the job. I'm looking forward to the move. Not looking forward to being a loner for a couple of months. I don't do well with that, man.
It's awesome. You get used to it. Trust me.
Yeah, speak for yourself, man.
It's awesome. I'm in like the happiest time of my life right now. No one's messing with me or my shit.
So
You guys, You guys remember just a little bit ago when he was talking about how much he loves having his kids around, and now he's talking about how much he loves being a loner?
Yeah, they don't count. That's not the same. It's not the same. That's like it's like my pets. I know that sounds really weird, but it's not. It's like nobody minds having their pets around, right? It's like your little company, your little companions. That's why, like my kids, I love having them here.
Well,
It's not.
that's. I mean, I'm really gonna. I don't think my wife's listening, so I don't mind lumping her in
But that
with
doesn't
my
mean I
daughter.
want to
But
go
that's
like
how I feel about my
socializing.
wife and my daughter too. I don't want to go socialize either. I don't want to go make friends where I'm going. I want to bring my friends with me.
Yeah, like how do people do it? Not make friends? I don't know. Like everywhere I go, I keep making more of them. I'm like it's too many. Mike, how do you do it? Just kidding, just kidding. Mike McGregor, out there in Winnipeg. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing okay. It's
It's
crazy.
foggy, eh?
It's crazy foggy out there. Do you want to share the video I sent?
Oh, I didn't
The
see, so I
fog?
got Frankie lined up. But you can
I'll
can
pull it
learn
up.
how to use the share feature when we're not on the radio broadcast. I'll show you, talk you through it. So that
But
from now
yeah,
on,
it's
you can
been
share
a
videos.
kind of a wild week here. We were in the minus teens and minus 20 wind chills for the last solid 2 weeks. And then today and yesterday, we hit like +5 today, +1 just the other day. And it seems that heat dome that Mark Engels was talking about is kind of affecting us a little bit. It melted quite a bit today, this afternoon. And I think kind of the trend that we're in for the next 3 to 5 days is this pattern of temperatures in the plus single digits. We might even see a day or two where it gets around +6 or +7 on Friday, tomorrow, and on Saturday. And then heading into next week, there's another cool down coming. I think there's a cold front. All the warmth right now is brought in by these low pressure systems off the coast of BC, heading into the prairie provinces. I'm just pulling up the fog video that is sent. I think we're going to be getting into the realm of spring weather here in the next week or two. See one more cool down after another brief warm up. So I think we're going to do flip flop weather patterns here. But pull up the video now. It got really foggy earlier, and okay, I got the share feature. How do I do
You
this?
figured that out there, that little green share button.
The top.
Mike, you might have to give it permissions.
I got it.
If this is the first time you've done it.
I got it.
I think I just got it set up that everybody who's on here can do it. So there we go. Right on. And I got the reason why I didn't see your message is because on my Facebook right now I got Frankie lined up for his video. I like your setup here with like multiple screen things going on. Like, yeah, she's foggy in Winnipeg, eh? Foggy as pea soup. As thick as peanut butter.
And I just sent the
pretty
video
damp roads too.
Meteorological weather report about rain in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Amen.
I got at least one of them ready to go, Frankie. Mike was
Like
just showing us the fog there. I think we got 5 minutes left, Mike. So let's click off this here, and we will go to Frankie's video. So I got this one already lined up to go. Frankie, watch this. Boom, bam, right off the Facebook.
That's another sign. Lots of meltings happening.
Is the sound working?
Negative.
No.
I keep doing it.
Thank you, Rebel.
See?
Oh, that sounded right, but now we can't see it.
Live
There we go.
Heavy rains head towards Dubai in our Arab Emirates on Monday.
Only took an hour.
March the 23rd, 2026 is going to bring a lot of rain in Dubai, in our Arab Emirates, in Abu Dhabi, in the coastal areas, in our Arab Emirates and surrounding areas. It's going to bring a lot of rain that could cause intense flooding. Be prepared. Make sure you wear rain gear, rubber boots, and raincoats to keep you dry. Don't walk through the puddles and avoid the puddles, and don't drive a car through the puddles either, because a lot of heavy rains aiming towards Dubai on Monday, March 23rd, 2026. Be prepared. Stay warm and stay dry and be safe. And don't get caught in a lot of rain. It's going to continue on to Tuesday, March 24th, Wednesday, March 25th, and Thursday, March 26th, and Friday, March 27th. It's going to rain for the whole week in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Abu Dhabi. Stay dry, be safe.
Like actual rain, Frankie, or missiles?
This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live.
Actual rain or missiles? There's Frankie's new haircut. Actual rain. Yeah, we did see that earlier on. It's raining. Actual rain.
What about my old man forecast? I just sent it to you.
Okay, I'll see if I can find that one too.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm really, you know what happens when I have the kids here is I am really not on the ball. Hey, that's a professional show we got here. There you go, Frankie. Check this out, buddy. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, no sound.
On my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy rains headed towards Muscat, Oman on Saturday, March 21st, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of rain and thunderstorms. It's going to continue on to Sunday and Monday and all the way to Tuesday, March 24th. It's going to bring so much rain.
It's going to be Iranian.
It's going to cause a lot of flood. Make sure you wear rain gear, rubber boots, raincoats, keep it dry. Don't walk through the poles, so don't drive a car to the poles either. Stay away from the flooded area. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Muscat, Oman on Saturday, March 21st, 2026. Be prepared. Stay dry, be safe. Don't get caught in the rain, be safe.
I should get a point for that one. It's still talking, Frankie.
Not on our end.
No?
It's all working right.
That means there's lots of rain and over in Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to have a war there with all that rain going on for a few days. Maybe that'll help cool them all off there.
And already
put out some of the fires, maybe.
Already.
Put out some of the fires, maybe even there. I've been looking at firms
If
occasionally
you want
every
to
day.
follow me on social media, my blue sky's at Frankie MacD.
Okay.
My link tree is Frankie McDowell. And my X formerly Twitter's at Frankie MacD. And my threads is at Frankie MacD94. My Reddit is FrankDo94. My Facebook is Frankie McDowell. My Instagram is Frankie MacD94. My TikTok is FrankDo94. My Clapper is FrankDo94. My Twitch is FrankDo94. My Snapchat is Frankie MECD1. My YouTube channel stocks wolves and my LinkedIn is Frankie McDowell. Best of luck to you. I'm Frank Dog. You're listening to Comedeorology Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific to 11 p.m. Atlantic.
What I have been doing, Frankie, is I have been looking at the weather in the Middle East, and then I've been looking at marinetraffic.com. Looking at how there's not much moving there, and then I've been looking at Flight Tracker. Been looking at the flight trackers there, seeing what's going on. Then I've been looking at firms, of course, the satellite hotspot detection to see like which things are burning. So sometimes I can looking for attacks. I can physically go and look at the attacks. I've been doing all this stuff in my spare time, and want to hear my analysis, Frankie?
My new desktop computer is on the way. That means that my old one died.
Okay, well.
And the webcams will be back online and things like this.
My analysis is it's really bad. Anyways, that's the show this week, Frankie.
That's the show.
That's the show, Mark.
That's the show.
Guess what, Mike?
What?
The show. It's over.
That's the show.
That's the show. Brandon, you don't even get a chance. You're cut off.
Yep. Just cut me off. Yep. Off we go.
That's the show, Brandon. Nah.
That's not the show.
So you want to know my analysis, Joey?
Yes. Yeah.
My analysis is last week was a great week to buy an EV.
Yeah, I know.
Which is what I did.
I know. Or a bicycle.
I literally, you see this garage behind me?
Yeah.
That's where I've been plugging in my car.
That's good.
Oh, awesome.
That's good. And what kind of car? Like, is it a Honda or?
It's a Kia. Here, I'll share.
Kia. Okay, you said it wasn't a Tesla.
Power
so I
to
wasn't
surprise.
Sure. And then I saw a video this week of a Tesla like just driving down the sidewalk in
White Rock. Yeah, that was
in White Rock, and I knew it wasn't you because you didn't have a Tesla and you weren't in Vancouver anymore.
That's right. Yeah, man, that's like average Tesla driver right there. So
people
here
get
we go.
confused because they drive on the wrong side of the road down in America, right?
No, they just drive on the sidewalks here.
Drive over human rights.
It's a Kia EV6. It's got a range of about it's 400 kilometers or so. Been driving it around. I like it. It's nice. This is my first EV that I've had, and like I said, it's a good time to have just bought an EV. we'll see. We'll see how I feel about it after doing a lengthy road trip on Sunday.
Yeah, well, that's like the one thing they're not good for.
Well, this one, so there are fast chargers all up and down my route, and this one supposedly will charge from 15% to 80% in like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
And if that's the case, like I'll get out, I'll go find a geocache, or at some of these stops, I'll be eating lunch and stuff. So like I'd be stopped anyway. Gonna
that's pretty
stop in to
good.
see my brother. 166 a barrel. Bye.
That's like where it could go. They're saying yeah, Mark, you picked the right time to. This is great though, because you know what happened was like on March 2nd or 3rd, these like trolls were all on my page, and they're like gas will never be $2 a liter, and then they're like the war will be over next week. You don't know anything about the Middle East. And I was like, sure, guys. You think I don't know? I've been predicting this moment for like 30 years, man. I'm like in my glory right now.
I even thought to myself, I should buy some oil for my portfolio, like the Wednesday before it shot up. And if I had bought some oil, I would have been up $40 a barrel. I'm so mad at myself.
Can you imagine that? Mark driving around with his EV with barrels of oil in the back.
That's not how it works.
Like, woohoo!
But yeah, imagine if I had bought that oil at $70 a barrel. The one that I can buy, actually, I'll pull it up here. I think I have to log into it on this computer. So you talk for a second while I pull this up.
Well, the Brent came down to $1.06, so that's good because it was up to 113 at one point today. Man, Brent crude oil, yeah, that's
Question for you, Joey.
Yeah, Mike.
I had a Disney app pulled up. When I pulled up my screen, would that interfere with the rights of the show?
Yeah, not for the radio so much because they can't see it. Like, remember we used to be all like, you have to have the camera the right way because it was TV, and now like we just don't fucking care about anything.
Yeah.
Like,
So it won't interfere with the TV show?
No, I mean it shouldn't, because there is no TV show. Well, maybe on my YouTube it would if it was like something serious. Look at this.
If you were playing it, but like it was just over to the side and paused. It's, probably.
Yeah. Even
don't make a habit of it.
Even 5 seconds, you'd probably get away with if it was playing, or 10 seconds. YouTube's kind of liberal about short clips.
Okay, I was just making sure because I know you guys used to do a TV show. I didn't know if that's still a thing.
Man, there's a lot of tankers sitting there, just empty, being like, "Hey, we wanted to come over and get some gas, eh?" Like, well, no. That's how it goes.
Unless you're paying yuan.
Yeah. Well, you know what they were doing is they were coming up through the strait here between Keshima Island and Larrick Island, and there was like a bunch of ships were coming through here and then hugging up and down the coastline, and some of them were Chinese owned, not all of them, but it looked like there must be some sort of confirmation or some sort of checkpoint that's set up here. It's like, okay, well, we'll let you go through. I don't know what goes on there. If they're like, pay the money, we'll let you pass through or whatever. But there was a number of like couple different times. I know Lee Ingmar, who really watches marine traffic. He's out on the coast here. Was the first to point it out, and then I kept checking and watching and confirming it. But I haven't seen that in a couple days now. But they came like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and come right through there, through the choke point, where if you think you're going to, yeah, I mean it's bad.
See, so I could have bought this in my portfolio, but man, if I had bought it right here, right when all this was starting at like $78, run it up to 117, and I'd just dump it now. I already made the money off of it. I'm so mad at myself. I knew this was going to happen.
Well, it's like predictable. was all predictable.
It is predictable, and I didn't.
Unless like you're the
the
guys
bet.
doing it, they didn't seem to have any clue. Like what? We're really shocked at what's going on. Like
So
everybody
we
knew.
need to have a discussion. We need to have a discussion about what I need to buy when we start invading Cuba. Obviously in Iran it's oil, but what should I buy when it's Cuba? That's the
Well, like,
question for the chat.
I would say personally, like some sticks and some big pieces of cardboard, some markers that you can write "Stop War" on them, and make me a peace sign or something on it. And
No, man,
go
I'm a
on to your-
capitalist. I want to make money off of it.
Yeah, well, there's green capitalists these days. They think that's a
Oh, you
rational,
got me there.
coherent worldview.
Yeah, right. Right.
That's what I was saying in a chat today. It's like, you guys like, of course it works. It's like, you got an infinite system in a finite system, which is Earth. It's like, at some point we're gonna have to change how we exist here, or we just change if we exist at all. That's where they
Come for the weather, stay for the Kramer takes. You probably don't know who Kramer is.
What do you mean?
He's
Kramer?
this talking head on Kramer's this talking head on CNBC.
Oh.
And somebody made an ETF that you can trade based off of his calls, but it's the opposite of his calls. And you could be up like 75% year over year if you use
That's
the
the thing. These
anti-Kramer
people are so
ETF.
stupid. Like every time, they're so stupid every time. Like I was watching The Enforcer last night. He's this YouTube channel, and he specializes in U.S. military movement. Of course, he's like, "Go team," but you want to get to the source of a guy, and they're just honestly reporting because like they're ex-military guys, and they like know everything that's going on, and they're brutally honest about things. But they don't expect that someone like me is watching, going, "Holy cow." You just gave that away. But like about 6 different times last night, they're like, well, because I watched them like on day 1 of the war, and then like now I'm watching them on day 18, and they're like, well, we got to admit we were wrong about this. It's like, yeah, you fools. It's like, yes, they're gonna fight back. Yes, they're legally allowed to and obliged to. Like, thanks for putting everyone in chaos.
Dang it, they're not running the anti-Kramer anymore. They shut it down. That's so lame.
So like just whatever that guy says, just do the opposite. It's like that's how so many of them
that's
are.
right.
That's how if you watch closely with a critical mind, that's like what it's like all the time on all those major networks.
Oh,
like,
so you were talking about seeing what places they're going to attack. I was on night shift when Russia invaded Ukraine, and we knew it was happening because we could see the Google Maps traffic on the freeways leading from Russia into Ukraine. And all of a sudden, there were all these backups on the freeways on the Russian side. And we're like, well, I bet you they're lining up all their military assets to go in. And 2 hours later, start getting notifications on the phone. Russia's invading Ukraine. Russia's invading Ukraine. And we know it because of the traffic on Google Maps.
Well, that's the thing these days is like there's clarity of information for the first 24 to 48 hours when one of these big world events goes down, right? So like the first 24 to 48 hours of that or this, people have their phones out, they're posting, there's like civilians nearby, actions going on, it's like very public. And then everyone starts hunkering down and like they start cracking down. Internet starts going down in places. Government starts saying you can't share videos because it's operationally not safe to do that. You put other people at risk giving up locations of things or whether something was successful or not. So there's this crackdown comes in. And now what you're getting in the mainstream media is almost completely out of touch with the reality. And that's the same. That's the same in Ukraine. That's the same with Iran now. But like the first 2 days, like the information was stellar. Like, and now there's like
the funny
AI
part about this
videos of everything.
Well, yeah, the AI sucks. The funny part about this is it wasn't civilians like posting and stuff. It was all of the Russians. Their phones just report to Google Maps, and so it was all the Russian military dudes sitting on the freeway waiting for the go.
But that's the same with Marine Tracker, right? It's the same with the satellite tracker. The satellite tracker, I saw a great thing where when the attack started, all the satellites came into conjunction, and they're like, that's go time. And like that's literally how it went down. So if you have someone who's really good at knowing satellites, you can sometimes predict, like you did with people fleeing or the traffic coming to a standstill. And you well, everything's coming into line right now over the probable target. Good chance it's a go time, right? So like there's things like that, air traffic again too. Like everyone's got their beacons off now. The fog of war is on, right? The first 2 days, you really get to see like things in real time happening in a way that I just wish was the way all the time.
We did get a question in the chat about one of the volcanoes on Kamchatka Peninsula, if it's affecting anything weather-wise. I pulled up the volcanic ash advisory. There's a little bit of volcanic ash going on, but I don't think it's really doing much. I think this eruption that they're asking about is pretty. It's fairly small as far as eruptions go. I don't think there's a lot of disruption to air traffic or anything of that nature. So I figured I would address that question. Thank you for the question, and
gonna get
always
going,
for being
guys.
in the chat.
All right, Mike, have yourself a good night.
You too.
Merry Christmas, Mike.
Merry Christmas for what?
Yeah, Merry
Merry
Christmas, Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Happy New Year's and all that. Yeah, I don't like goodbyes.
March 19th.
That's my thing.
That's right.
There's one difference I've seen that's happened since we had a number of air tankers get damaged, and one came down, and we had a bunch that got attacked on the ground. They changed their flight paths completely, and there's not actually that many up right now. But because they're through air traffic areas, they've been keeping their beacons on the air tankers, and partly because their radar systems are damaged in the area, they actually need their beacons more and more to actually line up with who they want to refuel. So they've been going back and forth between Israel out to the Gulf and turning around. There's another one there.
Go look over the Indian Ocean, because I know they positioned some at Diego Garcia too. I wonder if they're engaging or not. I don't really know where. Like, I couldn't point out Diego Garcia on a map. Those all look like commercial flights.
Yeah, they're all. Yeah, that's most of what's out there right now.
Yeah, I don't see anything interesting.
No,
Thank you for humoring me.
But that's what I've been noticing, is that's been the flight path now ever since that incident. And an F-35 was shot down today. I don't know if you heard that
crazy.
one. Yeah. Well, they're not invisible.
Right.
And I guess because you're a radar guy, you'd understand this. What they do is help diffuse radar signature a little bit. I guess like the way one guy was describing it in the past, I heard was like, if you think about a dartboard and it's on the wall, and like, so you have like a normal aircraft is like the dartboard. You can throw a dart, you're probably going to hit it with your missiles or whatever. You can track it, you can hit it pretty good. Now, the radar signature from like an F-35 would be many times smaller your normal dartboard, probably even smaller than the bullseye. So now you got to throw the dart at that bullseye across, and of course for some people they don't have very good eyes, so they're not going to see the target at all, right? So like that's kind of like.
So I think that's half of it. I think the other half, and you're a radio guy, so you'll get this. You know how in a like actual radio studio, they've got the foam walls to like dampen the sound.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, they paint these aircraft with paint where the idea is to dampen the reflectivity,
because
all the radar. Well, it doesn't so much absorb it as it does just like, instead of sending it directly back to the radar, it diffuses it, it spreads it out, and so you get a much weaker signal back to the originating station.
You might not really know it's there until it's very close because of these things.
It's like it hits, and in a normal situation, it'd just go back, right? Well, and with this paint, what they're trying to do is they hit and then spread it out. And so it's a much weaker signal that is returned to the radar site. So F-35s and all fighter jets are quite small. And on top of that, they try to use paint that diffuses the radar signature for sure.
I think we have like a monumental moment in world military history going on, though. Much the way that the battleship era ended, like Pearl Harbor happens, and suddenly it's like, well, I guess battleships aren't useful anymore. I feel like we're starting to find that out with some of the big strongman military technologies we're used to being the thing we use, right? So like a fighter jet, the big, spending tons of money on this really expensive hardware for power projection, and then you find out the weakness of these things inherently. For example, the tankers getting blown up means that they struggle to get things into the theater. The signals, the radar signals. Now we got. So what probably happened was someone had a like sight targeting system where like we got it sight locked on. It didn't even require a radar signature, and then the
Yeah, that's
missile
my
was
guess.
guided. The missile was guided by optics.
Well,
I'm
and,
almost
and
certain
on,
of that.
on
And
that
it may have
topic,
it was a
we
small
literally-
missile because like this F-35 got hit and it still landed. The thing's a tank, but it probably got hit by like a very small missile, right? Like maybe from a drone or from one of Iran's got a couple small surface-to-air missiles that are like shoot 5 to 8 kilometers. But I mean,
Well,
this thing took
we
the hit.
literally used that kind of technology with like optical targeting at stoplights. It's not only is it widespread, but it's cheap too. In clear conditions, you don't need radar anymore. You like in the box that's near the stoplight, there's a computer in there, and if you plug in a laptop and you have the right software, you'll see like it is identifying, okay, there's a car in this lane, I need to turn this light on. There's a car in this lane, okay, they want to turn left, so I need to turn this light on to turn
Right,
left.
it gets a
And,
little
like,
square on it.
right, we use optical targeting not just in military uses, and it's quite cheap. But also so many, and I think this is the case everywhere. F-35s came out in 2006, but tons of aircraft in the US military and other militaries as well are from the Cold War era.
Yeah.
The technology in a lot of these assets has not advanced much.
Well,
There
I
has
guess
not
that's
been
what
much
I'm saying is like,
investment in that kind of
and
technology.
that's what I'm saying is even the F-35 is it's from 2006, sure, but it's actually still on a Cold War mentality.
For sure. Well, and
of power projection. This is the kind of machine we build. This is what it should kind of look like. You put a person inside. They fly like the way we do business is over. Of course, then we had the Gerald Ford, this aircraft carrier that was out 10 months, and they think that people physically sabotage the ship. They don't want to fight this war.
Yeah,
They want to go home. They flush shirts down the toilet. They got this vacuum tube system in there that isn't built to basically handle the ship from 4,500 people. And then there's fire in there. This fire, like 600 people had to like basically leave their cabins. 200 people were injured, smoke inhalation. 600 people had to sleep on top of tables. Right? So it's like, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, conventional logic used to be is like, we get our big armada, we bomb the hell out of them, we use our big fancy aircraft, we win the day, it's over. And I think anybody who kind of had a sense of like what Iran really is capable of and what their mentality was didn't think this was going to go well. And now we're seeing an era where these big machines are paper tigers. That's a $13 billion hunk of shit, this aircraft carrier right now. It's sailing to a port and will probably sail back to America.
On the topic of the technology age, like sure, this plane, the F-35 came out in 06, but they started the contract process for that, like the bidding in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And so that means that they had, rough plans drawn up in the late 90s, and that's what the basis of this aircraft is. And so especially with how much AI and other stuff has advanced over the last 5 years, you're absolutely right, and you're also right about how war is being waged, because it was, like you said, built with a Cold War mindset. We're going to be fighting another nuclear power that is either we annihilate them or they annihilate us sort of scenario. And that's just not what these Middle East wars are about at all. That was also the mentality in Vietnam.
Well, not only that is they can't get anybody to support them. Even the countries they're based in are like, no, we're not returning fire. You guys started this. Like, it's a colossal mess right now. People are not awake to it. whatsoever. But that's one of my big takes is that for the Canadians, like we're talking about, like, do we get the F-35? Do we get the Saab Gripen? And when you look at the F-35 getting shot down today, I'm like, why would you not buy the Saab Gripen? You know, like we're already in an era, and it's like I'm not really in favor of like spending a lot of money on military machines, but it's like that's an aircraft that more represents a forward thinking for like our own industries, for electronic warfare, cost efficient.
Well, and do you think they'll give us discount on Saab cars if they pick that one?
That would be sweet, eh?
See, I'm always thinking.
You know what people in Europe are saying is that Canada is the next great savior of the world. Like, you know, and I kind of had this vision a while ago. It's like, you know, and I almost like understood that Mark Carney kind of understood this. It's like, you know, if we just let them fucking flail, we're going to like enter the 22nd century as like the greatest nation on earth.
You know, there's
flail away.
I don't really like getting into politics public facing, but like we've talked a little bit about how there's stuff from Mark
more
Carney
history
that
than
we
politics.
don't like, but
we're not like, I'm not asking for your opinion. You know, like like this, like historically though, right? I'll let you go.
That was my lead up. That was my lead up to, you know, it's pretty nice given the current situation that the Prime Minister of Canada is a banker, because all of this is just market turmoil, economic turmoil. Well, Mark Carney has been, you know, he was the governor of the Bank of England and stuff like this. Like, you know, from an economic standpoint, he's got a good head for that. Unlike some people who you might expect to have a good head.
I watched Pierre Poilievre on Joe Rogan today say he's not going to criticize Mark Carney on foreign soil. And I was like, what? Who are you?
That is a huge change.
I know. He's like, well, if he's stealing my policies, I'm still winning, Pierre says. I was like, finally, you get it. It's not all
that
hate.
Is a huge change in, well, remember they
in
pretty
attitude,
much,
yeah.
and this is an outsider standpoint, but the Conservative Party were like up 15 points and Trudeau resigned and they could not pivot their messaging. There were literally, I saw a picture of Pierre standing in front of the Axe the Tax sign like 6 weeks after Carney had done away with the carbon tax. Like they could not pivot their messaging and they lost a 15-point lead. Like, so for him to have that kind of a reality check, that's crazy.
Well, it almost seemed like he like smoked a bunch of weed with Joe and like finally chilled out. It was funny because Joe's like talking about, he said, you know, wow, you know, Canada's awesome. They got legal weed there. And Pierre's like smiling as if he had something to do with that. It's like, dude, you voted against it. But still, I like that version of Pierre. I mean, if that was the version we were getting, people in Canada might not be so frustrated at that party.
Okay,
right?
Here's my hottest take for Canadian politics. Are you ready for this? And in the live stream, don't crucify me. But the reason why Canadian politics is so much better than American politics is because of the Bloc Québécois.
Yeah, it is.
Because, and maybe this is just a revelation to me, and you guys already know this, but because the
most
Bloc
people in
has
Canada
such
don't
good
know this, Mark. They don't get it. They think like,
okay,
how come they can have their own party in Quebec? I'm like, you don't get it. Like they do so much for us.
Well, because the Bloc has such strong support in Quebec, neither the Conservative or Liberal Party can get a majority government, which means they have to make significant concessions to the Bloc, which is forcing all of these parties to compromise is like really truly gold for the general public. And that's what we don't have in the United States because it's Republican or Democrat. In the Senate, there's one independent, it's Bernie Sanders. Like the Bloc is what makes Canada Canada. Even though like it's also what makes Quebec a great province to live in, even though wages are so much lower in Quebec. But without the Bloc,
so's the
Canada's
cost of beer and smoke.
Politics would Without the bloc, Canada's politics would probably look far more similar to the United States than they do.
I've often said so many times, the best thing for Canada is a minority government. Who cares who it is?
Well, yeah, and it's the bloc that forces that to happen.
I
If
agree.
we could talk about the NDP, but like the NDP in a good year gets
They
like
don't
what
exist.
15 seats, like, and the Green Party gets 2. It's always 2 of them from Vancouver Island. Like, no,
No,
it's
it's
the bloc
one.
that does it.
It's like Elizabeth all by herself, bless her heart. A great person.
Yeah,
Great
right.
person. I mean, she gets voted in because not just because she's a party leader, but she's genuinely a good person.
Right, like we talk about the NDP for BC politics, but the NDP is basically just the BC version of the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
BC is a 2-party system, but the Bloc Québécois makes it so that the Liberal and or Conservative Party is forced to make significant compromises when forming a government, and that is such a huge deal that I wish we had something similar in the United States, regardless of what side they were on, because just the fact that they are forced to make compromise to form a government is just the biggest thing.
Oh, I fully agree. Don't give anyone too much power. Like I'm very anarchistic, right? So in my mind, like when people have to cooperate, that's good.
I see
I'm
Teresa
1,000% behind
liked
you.
my I see
1,000%
Teresa liked my comment about the bloc is the soul of Canada.
Yeah, the assholes.
Well, see, that's right. You don't have to like the bloc. You don't have to like Quebec, but they're the reason why Canada is the way it is.
It
They're
really
the
does
people
make
that
a
run the
difference,
country.
It really does make a difference. And I like I say, I think a majority anybody is bad because it just rammed through things without enough fighting.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And I think that
I had a
discussion, that
professor
fighting
in
on the
college.
floor is the most important part of the whole process.
I had a professor in college who told us he told us that when he votes, he specifically votes for gridlock. So like he'll vote for a Republican for governor, but then he'll vote Democrats for state senator.
Or vice versa, depending on
Right,
who the power is.
exactly, yeah. He specifically votes for gridlock, and that's such a he's one fish in a very large pond, but like that's the way to go. Don't give people too much power.
Well, like people
Brandon,
have a
how
hard
sick
time
of us now.
understanding. People have a hard time understanding that I don't have a party. That I'm like, it's like, well, what's your party, man? I'm like, I'm a free thinking, critical thinker. I'm a skeptical humanist. I'm secularism. What party am I? What do you mean?
The block is my
I'm a
party.
human being. I am Joey only. That's who I am.
I don't even know anything about the block's positions. I know they're kind of on the left side, but the block is my party because it's what makes Canadian politics so much better than American politics.
People always ask me if they say like around here, like you should run for politics, even though like half the Caribou just hates me. You should run for politics,
Right.
and I'm
They're
like,
trying to kick you off the Facebook group.
Yeah, off the free speech Facebook group, right? And I hadn't even said anything like all day. But people are sharing my posts onto that Williams Lake group, right? And it's like, well, like I can't stop people from sharing my posts. Like, you're gonna ban me? Like, yeah.
Oh man,
maybe I should run for politics, and maybe I should run for the Bloc Québécois. I'm like the only guy in the bloc who can't speak French.
Yeah, run for the block in the Caribou.
Vote Joey, Bloc Québécois, Caribou. Fucking, let's go, eh?
You're like, it's that meme where it's like, crap. They're sitting in the car, and it's what's his name from Night of the Museum? Nicolas Cage, not Night of the Museum, but anyway, it's Nicolas Cage sitting there, and the other guy, and they're just like, what the heck? And you're just sitting there like. There it is. Vote Joey only for Bloc Québécois, Caribou riding.
That's right. Caribou, Prince George there. Bloc Québécois. Let's fucking go, eh? Tabernacle.
Well, I'm gonna go to bed, but thank you to everyone. Joey, it's been nice. as
yeah, I love you,
always.
buddy. So much fun. I know we scared Brandon off. I tried to like rein in talking political, but I just can't. I just talk about the world. I can't help it. It's like I'm hard to be around.
We have
People are like,
17 people watching this right now, and I think during the main portion of the show it was 14.
right. I'm hard to be around though. Truly, in real life, people are like, hey, did you watch that music video? I'm like, no. I was reading a novel. It's like I was studying world history. Like I like got into my loner life so hardcore that like now I don't want to change it. They're like it's they like actually I'm really happy the way I am, and then some of the ladies are like, oh, that's his signal to say that he's not happy and that we should hit on him some more. I'm like, no, it's not. Leave me alone. Finally my life's okay. Finally everything's fine. Everything's okay. Whatever I want to do, I just do it. But yeah, like basically spend like 18 hours a day in my own little university most days here when I'm not producing
I do.
videos. I'm like,
I'm reading
just constantly taking in information.
Reading a book right now about settling Mars and why it's a horrible idea.
You can't even do it.
Send it to you. Well,
you can't go to
thing,
Mars.
right?
Like these people think that you're just gonna go to Mars and make a fucking get through that radiation belt first, then talk to me. Well, if we just make like a spaceship
that's
the
TLDR of this book, yeah.
If you just make a spaceship that's like 10 meters thick, oh well, how do we get it off the Earth? It's like, and then get it back here after. Like you can't. It's just like all the physics behind it. Oh, that's okay though. What if we float around for 2 years and then you're gonna go step back on Earth afterwards and you're just gonna turn into like a mud puddle? You're like,
yeah.
Like, where's my muscles?
Right.
Even my bones are mush.
Reading this book to me.
Yeah, I've thought about this shit.
I'll have to send it to you.
Going to Mars is a fucking joke.
It's called A City on Mars, I think. A City on
Like,
Mars.
oh, we're just gonna build a city.
Bed.
Gonna build a city on Mars, are you? Like, yeah, right. Maybe in 1,000 years. Maybe. Interstellar travel? Fucking forget it. Sorry to burst your bubble, everybody. The aliens aren't coming and we're not going. We have this planet right here behind me. It's all we got. Take care of it. Love it. The people who are making it bad, tell them stop making it bad. That's like all I care about. All right, that's the show.
And vote for Joey, Bloc Québécois.
That's right. Tabernacle.